Hey everybody, welcome back to the Breath of Fire 3 walkthrough. We are at the factory, I believe it is, and I'm going to talk just a little bit about Layden's abilities here in a minute. One quick thing I want to say, grab Momo if you haven't already. There is a wall that you will need her to break through later on in the dungeon. Being that I ran into one, I just want to speak about these quick. These hobgoblins have the power food. I should say, you can steal a power food from them, and it's a very easy steal. Here, I say that, and then I whiff. But it is an easy steal, even if it doesn't initially look like it. So, you know, if you want to build up your character's power, this is probably the place to do it. You're probably going to get the most out of it, you know. I shouldn't say that. It'll make the rest of the game really, really easy, you know, as if it's not easy enough the way it is, but, you know, it's up to you. If you want to make it even more easy or ridiculously easy, this is the place to do it. So again, hobgoblins, insane way to get power food. Okay, and actually, fun fact: if you're having, if you're having problems with beating the elder, which we actually already took care of in the last video, but if you're having problems with the elder, you could technically come in here first, and you know, maybe level up a little or grab power foods and then go beat the old guy down. Here we have the egg, or the gold egg. So these ones are fairly rare. And interestingly enough, they do have a good drop. You can steal the diamond ring from them, but they do have the worst chance basically in the game to drop the divine helm. So in my opinion, not actually worth farming for here. Anyway, I think there's easier ways to, or I shouldn't say easier ways. There is easier ways to get it. And you got double the chance if you wait until a little bit later. So, you know, if you get really lucky, my hat's off to you. I don't believe I got one here, but what did I trade? I think I changed into Myrmidon here. Okay, and so here's the other good thing that you want to know about the gold egg is they have a ton of Zenny. Wow, that would have one shot. So they have 20,000 Zenny, and if you can kill them in one hit, I should say if you can kill them in one physical hit, you'll get all that. So you'll actually notice I got more. That's because somebody has the Midas stone. So but every time you attack them with a physical hit, you get the amount of Zenny that you get at the end of the battle will be reduced. So, you know, if you're trying to get money, gold eggs, another, you know, good way to get them, or a good way to get money is to just kill them over and over. I didn't, you know, I'm already set up, you know, basically for the rest of the game on cash anyway. So I didn't foresee a need to do that. A couple of more important things, though, I guess, to know about the gold egg is they are completely resistant to death. So if you're thinking, you know, you're gonna one-shot them with the death skill or something, that's not gonna happen. They are weak to earth, and basically have, you know, no actual resistance to anything else. So, you know, you're not gonna, if you've got, you know, if you brought Momo in and she's, you know, you've been building her as a caster, you can use the Quake skill. Otherwise, you know, any type of magic skills, you may as well just throw them at them, and that won't reduce the amount of Zenny that you get at the end of the battle. So. Okay, but anyways, so let's talk a little bit about Layden's skills here. I know I did a little backtracking, I believe, in this dungeon, so I apologize for that. You know, it'll be a little bit of backtracking, but you know what? Not the end of the world. That'll give us some time to talk about Layden's skills. So anyways, okay. So Layden has four. It looks like 4 skills here. The first one is Mind's Eye. Raises to hit percentage temporarily. I don't know. I never really found it that useful. I guess it could be good on Momo because she's got such a crummy hit rate anyway. What else we got here? Holy Strike. I don't know. I don't even know that I used it, in all honesty. You know, you could combo it. You could combo it with like Gloom, but you know, so much of this game is, it's kind of like if you have to really work to get skills to work, you know, I don't know. Maybe let me rephrase that. It feels like at the beginning of the game you can kind of do that stuff and it helps out a lot, but towards the end of the game, especially if you're leveled well, there you go. That's a good way to kill these off, is to just use an aura with the main character. There you go, 30,000 Zenny. So, you know, again, the normal amount you get is 20,000, and Midas Stone gives you 50% extra. So that's why I'm getting, or that's why I got 30,000 right there. But anyway, so back to the whole, you know, Holy Strike and stuff. You know, again, there definitely are some enemies in the game that will be nice for, but it's just not really anytime soon. So I guess we'll revisit that once I actually stumble across some of those. You know, if in all honesty, I don't feel like from here on out the Gloom spell is really worth comboing. You know, I can't think of anything right off the top of my head that it'll actually land on where it'll be like, okay, this, you know, this will really help. So, moving on. The Ward of Light. So this is at 7 level. So let me back up here. Mind's Eye is at 3 levels under Layden. Holy Strike is at 5. Ward of Light is the next skill. That's at 7 levels. Raises defense and counterattack. So that can be good if you're using, say, the attack formation, where you've got somebody, you know, sitting out front. So you can, you know, I mean, it raises your defense. You know, awesome. You know, that person is getting attacked more. So, and then on top of that, raises counterattack percent. So that's another, you know, great bonus. That's basically fit for whoever you have out front. And so here's where I end up backtracking, because that's the way to progress up there, is through that doorway. So here I have to walk back. And here for the final skill here, which is the best, and I would venture to say the best enemy skill in the game. Yeah, I think I'll say it. Aura at 9 levels. So it's got a pretty high AP cost of 20, but it's a holy attack versus one target with your power doubled. So what? Double the power. It's awesome. This actually kind of goes with my favorite gene combination in the game as well, which is the Infinity, Trance, and Radiance genes. If you use that combo of 3 genes, it's the Kaiser. Basically, it's the Kaiser form of the main character, but he's completely controllable. So like his stats are just ridiculous. I forget the numbers right off the top of my head, but his stats are insane in Kaiser form. And the fact that he's not berserk and, you know, trying to kill your team members is another awesome reason for using it. And I will be using that quite a bit more later on. I don't know if I use it in here at all. I think I stick to a lot of the warrior dragon forms still for a bit, and you know, but there are some times where I would definitely recommend throwing the Kaiser out. So anyways, so long story short, the great thing about the combination of the Kaiser dragon and aura is that when you're in Kaiser form, you retain the use of all of your normal human spells, as well as the attack, command, and any enemy skills. So you can use, you know, basically to sum it all up, the great thing about the Kaiser form is it ridiculously ups your main character's stats while retaining the use of all of his skills. So, you know, things like Aura that have, you know, a times 2 multiplier, or like, we'll say, like a Shadow Walk is a great combination on him because, I mean, I feel like Aura is already, you know, probably the best. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, your stats are all a percentage, or increased by a percentage in Kaiser form anyway, and then you've got Aura that has, you know, power times 2. So it makes it just crazy. You're gonna be doing so much damage with that combo. It's just hard to beat that. In here, I don't really know why I went with Myrmidon, actually. I think it was just because I favorited it, but Myrmidon is actually not my favorite of the warrior forms. Reason being is you don't actually have access to the focus ability. So, you know, it's okay. Like, Myrmidon form is strong. It's just, I don't know. It feels a little lackluster because you don't have that focus skill, and that can be a little more important for the people that aren't typically building like an AP build on him, on the main character, because the good thing about having focus is that you're actually not, you don't spam the Aura skill then, because Aura is, you know, frankly it's expensive. So you know, if you're using a skill that costs you 20 AP, now granted that's also if you don't have the Spirit Ring equipped, but you could find yourself running out of AP really fast. Whereas you know, if you've got access to the focus command, and especially this really honestly goes, or is speaking more about, say, boss fights, where, you know, you may end up using a few auras, you know, as opposed to trash, where, you know, like any monster basically from here on out is gonna die to a one aura. But for those boss fights where, you know, you're gonna end up using it a few times, it's a good idea to have that focus skill, so that you can focus once or twice, mind you, and then use your aura skill. So you're not using a ton of extra AP. You can just use that aura, you know, like, again, just once. And there's another Artemis cap. I don't know how useful that is at this point in the game. We already have one, and I believe you can even get them through fishing. So, you know, and I don't believe I used any Artemis caps here on the from the. Actually, I shouldn't say that. It's a possibility I re-equipped one later on. It'd specifically be for Momo. I think everybody else's accuracy is just so good that I don't think I would have bothered. And this combination is interesting with the Hobgoblin and the Boss Goblin, because the Boss Goblin will try to influence the Hobgoblin, and the Hobgoblin will just kill it. So it's kind of like a free turn. Like, I wouldn't even recommend killing the, like, there's no reason to kill the Boss Goblin. You know, if you see this combination, you may as well just kill the, you know, go for the Hobgoblin right off the bat, because as long as the Boss Goblin is in the battle, the Hobgoblin will attack it first. So, you know, again, no real reason to target that. But here we are finally moving on, it looks like. So that's basically the outside. There's, you know, there's a couple of treasure chests here and there. Nothing, I don't know that I would say that there's anything really all that useful, but I got an Ammonium up here. Another one of those treasures where it's kind of like, is it really that useful at this point in the game? Maybe. All right. So I think I've covered the things that I want to cover. The Egg Gang, which we've already run into a billion times, do have the potential to drop, I think it's Ivory Dice, as well as the pipe bombs in here. But I don't know. I don't think that this is a good place to necessarily get them, nor do I really think that they're all that useful anyway. So I think the first time I ever played the game, I thought that they were just, you know, awesome, and I needed to get a ton of them and farm them and stuff, and you especially if you plan on using the lava men leveling trick. So, you know, again, I wouldn't say that they're worth, you know, sticking around for. Alright, what do we have here? Got this little hidden room. It's kind of cute. What's in here? The rock breaker. Is that a Momo weapon or is that... No, that is not. I think that is a Pico weapon, actually. Looks like I actually wanted to find out. Yeah. Property Earth. Yeah, those are, that is a Pico weapon, though. What am I doing? Maybe I didn't realize that it was, and I still thought it might have been for one of my characters in group. I don't know. I'm guessing that's probably what I was thinking there. The egg gang, I guess one thing so the difference between the egg gang and the gold egg is that you can blast the egg gang as many times as you want and you don't lose, you know, Zenny. So there isn't that aspect, but you know, again, when you run into those gold eggs, if you want to get the most cash back from them, you're going to want to try to one-shot them. I believe, though, you can still cast magic skills on them, and that won't decrease their value. But, you know, I think at this point in the game, I really swapped to heavy physical skills and just heavy physical damage. I mean, I've had the main character's been basically equipped with that deadly blade since I got it. I believe in a few other, and that's because of the higher or the increased chance of the crits. And I believe I did speak a little bit about that in a previous video where, you know, if you're going through an area where the enemies you're fighting has a specific weakness, it's best to equip a different weapon, but in my opinion, so that I just think that for the majority of, actually, in all honesty, for the majority of the game, you're better off with just going with, you know, whatever weapon has the most weapon damage, or in my case, what I like to do is, again, equip the deadly blade and just try to go for crits. You know, when I can't, or when there isn't really an option to take advantage of something's elemental weakness. And if I remember right, this is where I started using my items a bit more. The Royal Sword, by the way, is fantastic. You can get one of those through fishing, and I'm trying to think of the other places. I know there's one coming up that I'll show you how to get to. It's really a pain in the butt, but we'll, you know, for the sake of getting everything, we'll do that. Oh my god, I forgot about this spot. Ugh, you need Momo here. Ares Spear, yeah. So if you don't have Momo, I wouldn't suggest walking all the way back to the entrance. I would just finish out the dungeon, and then so basically there's an entrance and an exit to this place. Basically, you know, if you didn't bring Momo in here, again, I wouldn't backtrack all the way. I would just finish out the dungeon and then come, you know, once you exit, then switch your party up and bring her back in, and then come through basically go through the exit and come back down here, because I think it's a shorter walk. So again, I apologize for not mentioning that before. Maybe I'll edit that in. I think I will. I think I'll edit in a little blurb at the beginning, just to make sure that you know, that you don't, or that people aren't wasting a bunch of time. I'm gonna do that right now. All right. So I got that in there. Hopefully that doesn't mess up the audio. Is going to be probably a little bit off by like a second or two, but I don't think that'll be a big deal. Let's see, where are we at here? Looks like we're beating down some more hobgoblins and nabbing their food. Don't think there's anything hidden here. Nope. Let's go up these stairs. And let's stand around for a little bit. I don't know what the blue switch does right off the top of my head. But betting we'll find out sooner or later. Maybe I'm not supposed to hit it? I don't know. Oh, that's right. There's a chest out here. Let's find out what's in it. A fish head. So, boy, fish heads. Fish heads are actually extremely rare in this game. Other than, I guess, if you were to make the fairy village, or spend much time in the fairy village. The fairy village, if you set up a bunch of fairies to do the gift shop, if you go out and fight 7 battles and come back. Again, whether you win shouldn't say whether you win or lose. Whether you actually finish them all off or run away, doesn't matter. But if you get into 7 battles and come back to the fairy village, the gift shop will actually give you fish heads. So, in all honesty, I'd almost venture to say that fish heads are the easiest of all the stat boosting items to actually get. Just because there's no, you don't have to steal, you don't have to charm, none of that. It's just go out, you could fight, the crummiest enemies in the game and still get them, so yeah, so that's my 2 cents on those. And here I think I was just reordering my inventory so that the items that were usable in battle are closer to the top. I think that's what I was doing there. I'm sure I'll have to, I'll end up doing that again later because I feel like those aren't the last of the usable items that I've got. And it looks like I didn't hit that switch, so maybe you don't need to. I don't know. We'll see here. I'm trying to remember the rest of this dungeon. Man, this one was a pain in the butt. Alright, so these switches control the electricity on the ground, and you can't walk through it. So, alright, let's see what this does. Alright, so that one pushes that block down. And what's this one do? Alright, so you gotta hit that one. Run over. Okay, and then you gotta hit this switch. Yeah, you see my party members getting dinged up. You gotta be really fast. That is the crummy thing about this puzzle. Is you gotta be... I should have just restarted. Once I hit that... Yeah, nope. We're just gonna... That was terrible. What are you doing? You have to hit this switch first. I know it's that top switch first. It's not this bottom one. I don't know what I was doing here. Apparently I didn't realize that that's how it worked or something. I don't know. See, because now you're blocked off and you can't hit that switch. I think that's where it dawned on me. I was like, oh, okay, let's do this. Alright, so let's see if I did this right. Got my people dinged up a little bit again. Ree gets stuck there, but it doesn't matter. He can teleport. He's going to teleport right to us. Oh, and heal up, because, yeah, those little lasers on the ground, they hurt quite a bit, so you're going to want to heal yourself back up. And what do we have here? Okay, so this is completely blocked off right now. If I remember right, there's a puzzle later on that we gotta solve. Alright, so here we finally have a giant orc. These guys have Titan belts, so I don't know if you want to steal them, go ahead. Otherwise, they do have the tiger's cap as well, so if you haven't spent much time in your fairy village and you want some tiger caps, you can try to get them here. If you charm them, so they have a base drop rate at 1 out of 128, which is really bad, obviously. And if you charm them, you can get that. You can, increase it by, well, you can double your chances of getting it, and thus, you'll get 1 in 64. So, you know, whatever. If you feel like this is the spot where you want to get Tiger Caps, by all means, go ahead. Me, I just prefer to go the Fairy Village route. But in all honesty, they're not my favorite. I don't think they're my favorite hats in the game anyway. But that being said, I actually probably do use them quite a bit. Just because they're pretty easy to come by. For their benefits, they are actually pretty good. I believe it's something that they give you a little strength increase and stuff. Again, so, you know, though, I just don't think that this is a good way to get them. I really feel that, you know, unless you've got something like a burning hatred of the Fairy Village, you know, I think that that's the route that's the route that I will recommend taking. So, all right, I got another little hobgoblin boss goblin duo fight here, and trying to remember the rest of this dungeon. If I remember right, this dungeon is actually kind of cool. There's another cool little puzzle coming up here. Let's see if I'm remembering this place right. Alright, what is out here? Yes, this is the place. We're getting close. We're getting close to the puzzle I was thinking about. Let's beat these guys down. So just like the other orcs, these ones have very high reprisal rates. I don't remember what they do though. I don't remember if they buff themselves. Yeah, magic belt. I think this is this. Yeah, it's just a strength up. So the other orcs have last resort, which, you know, drops their defense down or whatever and gives it to their attack. But these ones just have the attack bonus. Oh, miss. Let's see. I want to see a reprisal that actually lands. Ah, and this guy's just gonna. What? Okay, apparently he's got ridiculous health regeneration. So I guess these could be kind of a pain in the butt if your characters are really weak or something. Because it looked like and I wonder if that's the magic belt skill that actually does that too. Maybe it's a 2-part regeneration with an attack buff. I'm not sure. But all right, we got another homing bomb. So if you missed that one back in Covenant, I guess this is your second chance. But anyways, that is going to bring this video to a close. So like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. But hope you're enjoying the videos, and join me for more. All right, thanks for watching.